Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Life is Not Just a Cupcake. I'm your host, Heather Rose, and I am so grateful you're here with me today. If you've been on this journey with me from the beginning, thank you for your continued support. It truly means the world to me. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found this space. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification button so you'll always know when a new episode drops. Every week, I dive into messy, beautiful parts of life, sharing stories, reflections, and insights to help you navigate life's challenges with creativity, empathy, and mindfulness. Together, we explore what it means to live fully and authentically, even when life gets complicated. As we step into the new year, this season often invites us to dream, to set intentions, and to create a vision for who we want to become. But sometimes the path to growth requires us to do something that feels especially hard: to let go. Whether it's releasing a habit, a relationship, or an old version of ourselves, letting go is never easy. It can feel like stepping into the unknown, but it's also one of the most transformative things we can do for ourselves. In today's episode, we'll explore the art of letting go, why it feels so challenging, how to approach it with compassion, and the beautiful gifts that can come from releasing what no longer serves us. So grab your favorite drink, settle into a cozy spot, and let's take this journey together. You're not alone in this. I'm here with you, and together we'll explore what it means to let go, to heal, and to grow into a version of ourselves we're meant to be. This past year has been one of the hardest yet most transformative of my life. It's funny how growth can feel both empowering and heartbreaking at the same time. As I've stepped deeper into my purpose, I found myself letting go of people, ideas, and even parts of myself that I thought would always be there. And while I know this is part of the journey, it hasn't been easy. When we grow, the things and sometimes the people that no longer align with us begin to fade away. And while that's a natural part of the process, it can still be incredibly painful. What makes it so hard is that we often have this image in our minds of what someone or something was supposed to be for us. Maybe it's a friend we thought would walk through every season of life with us, or a project we believed was our big purpose. Letting go isn't just about releasing the person or thing. It's about mourning the loss of the image, the story that we've built around it. That's what I've wrestled with this year: the loss of what I thought I was building and who I thought I was becoming. But as I've leaned into this discomfort, I've realized something: that loss, as painful as it is, creates space for new. It creates space for me to step fully into my why. And that's the thing about transformation. It's not just about what we gain. It's also about what we have to leave behind. Sometimes the hardest part isn't the change itself. It's the way others respond to it. When you grow, it can feel like you're shining a light on all the places they're not ready to grow. And that can create tension. Suddenly, the relationship or roles that once felt comfortable start to feel misaligned. In those moments, I've had to ask myself, am I willing to dim my light to make someone else comfortable? Or am I willing to trust that I deserve to step into my purpose fully? The truth is, letting go is an act of self-worth. It's choosing to say, I'm worth putting my time and energy into. I am worth building the life I envision for myself. And as I've made these hard choices to walk away, to let go, I've found an unexpected strength. I've learned to trust that the people and opportunities meant for me will find their way to me. And I've also learned to trust myself, to trust that I am capable of creating a life that aligns with my heart and my values. If you're listening to this and thinking, I don't know how to let go, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect with me. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? How can I honor the person I'm becoming by releasing what's holding me back? Who in my life uplifts and aligns with my vision? And how could I nurture those connections? Take a deep breath and give yourself permission to release what you no longer need. You are worth that space. You are worth that freedom. As we move forward, I want to share more about my own process of transforming and letting go. The practical steps, the emotional moments, and the tools that have helped me navigate this journey. Because while it's hard, it's also incredibly freeing. So let's dive in together. When I find myself struggling with the concept of letting go, the first thing I do is allow myself time to process the emotions that surface. Letting go is a deeply transformative act, but it is also often layered with pain, uncertainty, and even fear. It's not just about releasing what no longer serves me. It's about honoring what is meant to be and giving myself the grace to grieve the transition. I've learned that avoiding these emotions only prolongs the process. Instead, I sit with them, allowing myself to feel, process, and eventually heal. In these moments, I remind myself that transformation is not supposed to be easy. Growth stretches us, and letting go often feels like loss before it feels like freedom. I lean into this truth, reminding myself to be kind. I treat myself with the same compassion I would offer a friend going through a hard time. Letting go is not about being strong in the way the world might define it. It's about being gentle, resilient, and brave enough to move forward anyway. One thing that grounds me during this process is affirming my worthiness. I remind myself that I am not defined by what I am letting go of, nor by what I might perceive as failure or loss. Instead, I'm defined by my courage to take space for the person I'm becoming. I often repeat to myself, I am worthy of the space I am creating. I am worthy of the joy, love, and opportunities that align with my true purpose. These affirmations are like anchors, keeping me steady when the waves of emotion feel overwhelming. To process my grief and embrace this transition, I set aside time to reflect, meditate, and journal. Writing allows me to name what I'm letting go of and why it brings me clarity and closure. I might ask myself questions like, what role did this serve in my life? What have I learned from it? And what am I making room for by releasing it? These prompts help me honor the past while turning my gaze toward the future. Meditation is a powerful tool that helps me center myself. I often close my eyes, take deep breaths, and visualize the weight of what I'm releasing lifting from my shoulders. I imagine the space it leaves behind as a blank canvas, ready to be filled with new opportunities and experiences that align with my values and purpose. This practice is not about denying my grief, but about holding space for both the sadness of what I'm letting go of and the hope of what is ahead. Reframing is another key point of my process. Rather than focusing solely on the loss, I intentionally shift my perspective of what I'm gaining. I remind myself that letting go is not about giving up. It's about opening up. The space I create is an invitation for new growth, deeper connections, and greater alignment with who I'm becoming. This reframing helps me see the beauty in the process, even when it feels heavy. Letting go is not just about endings. It's also about beginnings. It's a chance to rebuild, to create, and to welcome what's truly meant for me. Every step, no matter how painful, is bringing me closer to a life that reflects my values, dreams, and authenticity. This process is a gift, a reminder to me of my strength, my courage, and my ability to transform. By letting go, I'm not losing. I am creating space for something beautiful to emerge. Letting go has been one of the most profound and challenging practices in my life. It's not just about releasing the weight of the past. It's about embracing who I was, cherishing who I'm becoming, and being fully present with who I am in the moment. There was a time in my life when the pain I carried felt like it would break me. I had built so much of my identity around old stories of who I thought I needed to be, who others expected me to be, and what I believed I should carry. The weight of it all was just exhausting, but letting go seemed impossible. How could I release those parts of me without feeling like I was losing myself? In those moments, I turned to my journal. Writing has always been my safe space, the one place where I can lay everything bare without fear of judgment. On the page, I let the pain pour out. I wrote about my fears, my regrets, and all the ways I felt stuck. But as I wrote, something shifted. Instead of shaming the parts of me that felt broken, I started to see them for what they were, chapters in my story. They weren't something to run from, they were something to honor. I allowed myself to sit with the pain, to acknowledge it, and to feel it fully. I stopped trying to push it away and started asking, what has this taught me? What has this shaped in me? Through journaling, I began to see the beauty in the struggle. Those difficult moments didn't define me, but they had refined me. They had given me a depth of understanding, a strength I did not know I had, and a reason to keep going. And then I came to the most important part, embracing myself. I wrote about the woman I had been, the one who tried so hard, who made mistakes, who carried so much. I wrote about the woman I was becoming, the one who was learning, growing, and finding her way. And I had held space for both of them. No judgment, no shame. Just gratitude for how far I had come and curiosity for where I was heading. I realized that letting go didn't mean erasing the past or fearing the future. It meant being fully present with myself in the here and now. I didn't have to have all the answers. I didn't have to rush. I just had to show up with grace, with compassion, and with the understanding that I am a work in progress, and it is okay. Over time, I've learned to turn my pain into whys. Instead of seeing it as something that held me back, I let it become my fuel for growth. The lessons I've learned, the struggles I've faced, they've shaped the way I show up in the world, how I connect with others, and the purpose I feel in my heart. If you're in the season of letting go, I want to encourage you to embrace all of who you are. Journal through the pain. Write about the fears and doubts, but also about hope and the possibilities. Let yourself feel it all without judgment. Allow yourself to grieve, to celebrate, and to simply be. And most importantly, remember this. Letting go is not about rejecting who we are. It's about honoring every version of yourself that has brought you to this moment. It's about releasing the weight that no longer serves you so that you can step into who you are becoming, with grace, with love, and with curiosity for what is next. You are enough, right here, right now. Letting go is a practice, not a destination. Be gentle with yourself as you walk this path, and trust that every step is leading you closer to the freedom, healing, and growth you deserve. Thank you so much for spending time with me today on Life is Not Just a Cupcake. I hope this episode has given you a moment to pause, reflect, and embrace the art of letting go. Remember, letting go isn't about losing something. It's about creating space for the things that truly matter, for who you are becoming, and for the joy that life has to offer. If today's episode resonated with you, I invite you to dive deeper with my book, Life is Not Just a Cupcake. It's a collection of stories and insights designed to help you navigate life's beautiful, messy moments with mindfulness, empathy, and creativity. And as always, I hope you'll join me next week as we explore another of life's beautiful messes. This time we'll dive into beautiful confidence and strength and honoring who you are and all that you are becoming. It's a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and embracing the unique path that's yours to walk. Until then, I'm Heather Rose, reminding you to be kind and gentle with yourself as you navigate the transformative journey of life. Remember, life isn't just a cupcake. It's messy, it's beautiful, and it's yours to create. See you next week.